Hello friends, welcome to Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts. Your one stop for learning all the smart tricks which help you calculate 10 times faster and feel a cut above others. And in this competitive world, you need to master all these things so that you are among all those 1% students who crack the competitive exams, get into good universities, get into good MNCs. Quantitative aptitude is everywhere. So the more you practice, the more resourceful you are, the more chances that you will get into good colleges and good universities. So friends, watch the complete video, very interesting and very basic also, converting decimals to fractions, and obviously when you get a fraction out of a decimal, how to write it in the simplest form. So it's a combination of so many skills. So I'll tell you what are the basic things to be kept in mind when you have to do this particular thing. So this actually is a part of our ebook of short tricks, chapter number 5, art of manipulating the fractions. So if you are able to manipulate the fractions well in your mind, the calculations at higher level, class 9th, class 10th, when you have quadratic equations, linear equations, arithmetic progressions, all those chapters, when fractions are there, you will not feel perturbed. And that's where smartness is, working one step at a time and utilizing those skills to, master the skills in future also. So friends, how do you get a copy of that ebook of short tricks which contains 350 such skills which you have to learn to come in top 1% bracket? You can send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll tell you how to get a copy. This is the WhatsApp number 9896369963. All these details are contained in the description of this video as well. So let's understand the concept behind the trick. So I'll take a very simple example and tell you the concept, and after that we will work on some typical long questions. Okay, so let's see the concept used in the trick. For that, I'll take a very simple example of 1.28. Now 1.28 actually is a decimal which contains two decimal places, that means two digits after the decimal. So the first concept you should know is, whenever you have some number a, it can be like 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit, whatever, that is the whole number part, then the decimal, and then you have only one digit after the decimal, one decimal place. So I am talking about 1 dp, one decimal place. Then you write it with a denominator of 10 and forget the decimal, because when you remove the decimal, you have only one digit here. So when you divide that whole number by 10, there will be decimal one digit from the right hand side, right? So one decimal place means remove the decimal, get the complete number and divide that by 10. Likewise, 2 dps, that means two decimal places, you have some whole number and then decimal, and then you have two digits here. So if you remove this, you will get a complete number. Write that complete number here and divide it by 100, because there are two decimal places. So the number of zeros you put with 1 depends on how many decimal places you have in the number, irrespective of what number you have before the decimal. The whole number part does not matter. Okay, so similarly, three decimal places, if you have three decimal places like a dot something, say 125, okay, then you have to write the complete number and divide it by 1000, because there are three decimal places. So the number of decimal places and the number of zeros you put in the denominator, it's the same. Okay, and once you get the fraction, you have to make sure that there are no common factors between numerator and denominator. That means you have to express it in the simplest form. So for this question, I will write it as, see, forget the decimal, 128, and how many decimal places? 2. So I'll put a 1 followed by 2 zeros. Now because they are even numbers, I have to bring them to the lowest form. So they are cancelling by 2. So this will be 64 and this will be 50. Again cancelling by 2, you have this 32 and 25. And now 32 and 25 are not going to have any common factor between them. So the answer is 32 upon 25. So the decimal 1.25 has been converted in the form of a fraction. So this is the concept which we have to use, and more often than not students are lacking in the concept only. That is why they are making mistakes when they do higher calculations. So let's understand some questions now. 0.25. Now for 0.25 I will forget the decimal. Okay, so this is 0 to 5, that is only 25, and 1 followed by, because you have two decimal places, 2 zeros, and I know 21 divides 100 exactly 4 times, so your answer for the question will be 1 by 4. Likewise 1.34, forget the decimal, so you have 134, and how many decimal places? 2, so again 100 in the denominator. Bring it to the lowest form, cancel the common factor 2 between them, you have 50 and you have 67. Now 67 happens to be a prime number, so 67 upon 50 will be the fraction equivalent to 1.34, right? Now let's complicate the things. 12.84. So if I cancel the decimal here, I will get 1284 and divide that by what? I have two decimal places, so 100. Now again cancel by 2, you have 6, 0, 8 is divisible, right? So 4, and then we have the 2, and here you have 50, then 642 again divisible by 2, 321, and this is 25. Now 25 is 5 into 5, and 5 doesn't divide 321, so the answer is going to be 321 upon 25 itself, which will give you 12.84 as the decimal part. So 6.985. Now here you have 3 decimal places, right? So write 6985, the complete number, and divide it by how many decimal places? 3. So 1000 is the denominator. And once you write 1000, you know that there are common factors, because this is ending in 5, this is ending in 0. Obvious common factor is 5. So if you divide this by 5, you get 200. If you divide this by 5, 5 ones are 5, so 19, 5 threes are 15, 48, 9s are 45, 35, 7 times, and you have 1397 as the remaining part, that is the reduced form. Now 200 is divisible by 2 and 5, right? If you make factors of 200, you will have 2's and 5's in it, but this is not divisible by 2 and this is not divisible by 5 also, so you will not have any other common factor, and the answer will be 1397 upon 200. So if you divide this, you will get 6.985 as the answer for the question. Likewise, see big numbers. So we remove the decimal 30842 and divide by 1000 again, because 3 decimal places are there. Both are even numbers, so divide by 2 first. 500 divide by 2, 15421, and now I see that this 500 is actually divisible by 2 and 5. So only 2's and 5's are there. See, when I write 500 in terms of its prime factors, 2 times 250, 2 times 125, so 5 times 5 times 5. See, it contains only 2's and 5's. So you have to check the divisibility of this number by only 2's and 5's. So your answer for the question will be 15421 upon 500, because this is not going to be divisible by 2 or divisible by 5. Likewise here, little smartness and you will get through the answer. Remove the decimal. 64525, the complete number. Divide by 2 decimal places, so 100. Now comes the turn of removing the common factor. So they are divisible by 5, right? 5 2's are and a 0. Now 5 1's are 5. 14 means 5 2's are 10. 45 means 5 9's are 45. Now 2 is not divisible, so 0. 25 means 5. So here you have 12905 and 20. Now further you have a common factor 5. See, so 5 4 times is 20, and 5 2 times is 10, 29 means 5, 48 and then 1. So the answer will be 2581 upon 4, because you don't have any other common factor. 4 is like 2 into 2, so this is not divisible by 2. Now this is smartness, how to cancel the common factor between numerator and denominator to get to the final answer. So I hope you have understood thoroughly how decimals can be represented in the form of a fraction, and then fraction reduced to its simplest form. So very important video for all the school students, and if you're liking all these videos, share it with all your friends so that they also take benefit out of this and enjoy mathematics. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts, and along with the subscribe button you have this bell icon. So hit the bell icon and get all notifications on your mobile itself. Practice 30-40 such questions by taking random decimals and let me know, did it work for you? All the best for your practice part.